outcries continue over the death of George Floyd. Last night, people protesting in
Stop
Minneapolis
letting people talk you
as
out of your power.
slashed by tear gas.
Trade my 4x4 G.
How do we build a movement that allows us to respond to all the names that people don't know?
People begin to think it's isolated. That's the problem. We're not angry enough.
This is Life After the Impact, a podcast for impacted families by impacted families that focuses on what happens after the media, the lawyers, and the activists are gone.
When the cameras are gone, people leave. We have to be there for each other.
Impacted families are left to face the loss of a loved one to police-sponsored violence. We will focus on their continued fight for justice and how you can get involved.
I tell families, fight.
Everybody can do something, that you don't have to sit home and feel helpless and hopeless.
We gotta stop allowing people to talk us out of our power. That's the main thing.
Can't change overnight, but we gotta start somewhere. Might as well go ahead, start here.
2021, we founded OFU PAC, which is Ohio Families Unite for Political Action and Change. And let me tell you, that was a big game changer. We want the power to endorse, endorse these candidates and put out there what their failures are. Because see, it's been too long, we've been too comfortable in allowing these politicians to be comfortable in their seats and not do a damn thing.
That's right.
So we have to hold them accountable, put them out there in the center, let them know, like, okay, he's been in here 2 years, 4 years, and this is what he's done. Nothing. These people would not take meetings with us. Yeah. We're putting all of that out there. Like, come on now. You don't want to take a meeting with me, but come on. What is that about? That's your responsibility. You can't listen to us, so we can tell you what y'all doing wrong. We are allowing you to speak for us.
Yes.
And if you're not speaking for us, you got to go.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Roxanne Johnson. My son's name is Jamal Byrd. He was killed by Metropolitan DC Police October 1st, 2019. I am joined by my illustrious host this evening, Latoya Benton. How you doing, Latoya?
Look, right now, all I hear in my ears is, if you're not speaking for us, you got to go.
Love it.
I hear that right now in my brain, right? So I'm like, yeah. That was the perfect clip to begin tonight's podcast off. You guys, my name is Latoya Benton. I am the mother of Xavier Hill. Xavier was killed by 2 state troopers January of the 9th, 2021 at the tender age of 18. Tonight, I am honored to be joined by a sister friend. Danielle, you want to go ahead and do an intro of yourself, please?
Sure. My name is Danielle Brown. My son's name was Darnell Rochester. He was murdered by 2 Baltimore City Police Department on February 19th, 2022.
Yeah. We sincerely give you our condolences for the loss of your son. Tell us a little bit about what happened to Danielle.
Him and his friend was driving to Krusty Krabs. And they supposed they had stopped Darnell for a bench warrant. So he gets out of the car, he runs, he come back to the vehicle. But as he's riding off, Officer Mariah shoots into the vehicle. Darnell gets out of the vehicle, lay on the ground, telling him to help him, he can't breathe. Kept telling them that over and over and over again on the video. And he laid there 14 minutes until a medic came. Medic came, this incident occurred at 3:11. Medic came 3:28, and he was pronounced deceased 3:33.
So, Danielle, you said that the officer shot into the vehicle?
Yeah, and in Maryland law states,
I thought you said that.
No, you can't do that. You cannot. You're not supposed to. If he's driving away, you're not supposed to stand in front of a moving vehicle. So that was one strike.
Yeah.
And number two, they had the authority to put my kid in a vehicle to drive him to the hospital, but they choose not to.
They failed to give compassionate help to someone who
No,
is
they were saying get the F down. My son is shot, but they telling him to get the F down on the ground with handcuffs on.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Now, I know we talked recently about this. Was it a law that had gotten passed? What?
Basically, what I was saying, it was a bill.
It's a bill.
Senator Will Smith passed the bill for Attorney General office. Like when they investigate these police-involved shootings, not only do they have to they get to investigate, but they also get to bring charges against officers. Attorney General office was getting tired, like, keep investigating these police-involved shootings, but they can't really do anything.
Right.
So the incident, if it's not after October, the bill came into effect October the 1st, 2022.
Okay.
Since this happened before, the incident happened before October 2002. That's out of the Attorney General office jurisdiction.
Well, as far as he won't retro it back to when it happened.
It's not retroactive, no.
Yeah, but I'm pressing because the cause of Darnell's death is one of the reasons why they put those kind of bills in place. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. But the thing that get me is, you make this bill, y'all basically saying to me that y'all intend that it will be more police brutality cases.
Right. All right.
So what's the status with getting accountability for your son's death?
Right now, I'm still fighting. Like, I'm gonna have a meeting with the Attorney General office to see Anthony Brown, to see like what can he do, even though this happened months before the bill came in effect. Like, what other resources or what you can do for Darnell case in his situation.
I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but I mean, the fact that they shot into a car and then anybody and everybody who was in that car. I mean,
it was just him, because at the time, even he had his friend, but his friend got out the car and ran across the street to the corner. He came back to the vehicle, so it was just him in there.
Okay, but endangering his life by shooting into a car like that, the bullets could have gone anyway. So they opted not to prosecute the police?
Speaking of that, okay, I waited. This happened in February. The former state's attorney, which was Marilyn Mosby. I know she had her own legal issues, but I didn't ever hear from her. But when the new state's attorney came into office, which in January, I get a call from my lawyer saying that the state's attorney want to see me. I get down there and he says, "Sorry for your loss, but I can't overdo what the former prosecutor did." Now, the next day, he did exactly what he told me he couldn't do. He let someone go off, he let someone be released from jail, and Marilyn Mosby, the former prosecutor, was keeping him in there for like 7 years. So therefore, he just lied in my face saying that he could have done it, but he just choose not to.
Oh, wait, this is the Attorney General? Who?
No, this is the prosecutor, Ivan Bates.
Wow.
So he refused to even bring them up to a grand jury for indictment or anything like that?
Nothing. He said he couldn't. He was basically blaming it on the former prosecutor. That was her word, and he couldn't redo whatever she had done. But the next day, he turned around and did the same thing he told me he couldn't do. That was like a slap in the face.
Yeah. And Danielle, have you addressed him about that at all?
Yeah, I addressed it. He was picketing in front of the state's attorney building, and he sent someone out saying that he would want to speak to me, but I already know if I speak with him, it's going to be the same thing. he going to say he can't do it.
Mm. Yeah.
Well, we will hope, that we can help with the call or action or not, that he would say that he can do it. I mean, knowing that he just did the exact opposite with a different case. As far as the community support is concerned, whatever we can do on our end support you, definitely let us know. Like I said, I know there's different avenues that we can possibly, to help you as far as explore what can be done, because that's what we're here as far as action is concerned.
Okay. That's fine. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Mel, do you want to, let's put a face with a name. Oftentimes people don't know who our beautiful kids actually are. Do you mind throwing a nice picture of Donnell up so the audience can see who Donnell actually is?
Beautiful. And we were talking before the podcast this evening. You were telling us that your son was really into fashion. He had a lot of followers, and perhaps we can, if some of those followers are on Facebook or Instagram or are hearing this podcast, that they can join in memory of Donnell by supporting your efforts to get justice for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because that's important. I mean, as one of the things that we do as a community is we have to show up and we have to speak our truth, and we have to demand that these same people who say they can't do nothing, we have to demand from them. And what they understand is numbers and constituents. So some constituents in Baltimore City who can support Danielle this evening. We need you to step up and support Danielle, and her family in the fight for justice for Donnell, who was wrongly shot. And this is, this is not a training issue. This is not a issue about, you fear, at least I don't know if the officer said he feared for his life, but I don't know how you could be fearful and be forceful at the same time.
He jumped in front of the vehicle.
Yeah, that don't sound like nobody was fearful. That sounds like he was hell bent on being violent.
Mm-hmm. And I want to say too, my thing, I know you said that you feel like the state's attorney is going to tell you no, but I want to be a little more optimistic than that, because he might say no. I don't know, but I feel like it's his job to say yes. As long as he's put in the office or not, it's his job to tell you yeah. Because if he's able to the very next day do what he told you that he could not do, then that needs to be explained to the community, period. And it's not.
No, I'm not saying I'm not going to go back down there and, protest and things of that nature, but I'm just saying he's adamant on saying no, but I'm not going to stop going down there either.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying even protest. He needs to have a meeting with you, period. I talk times like we're not even going outside no more. I'm tired of being outside when it's cold and it's raining and stuff. Nah, y'all, we put them tax dollars paying for them nice cozy seats. So I want to be in those seats too, whatnot. I don't even. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like you just said, he clearly met with somebody the next day to get that man on parole or whatnot. They met.
He was on it. Oh, excuse me. He was in jail for murder.
Oh.
So he broke two families. That Thursday, he broke two families' heart. The one that the guy killed, his grandmother, Ivan Bates told her he was letting him out, the murderer. So she sat there and, in her little heart. Then the next day he did exactly what he said he couldn't do. He let him go free.
Yes, and he's asking the community for that. So, because it can't be that Donnell gets killed and you see police are dilating. I know, what I'm saying, like shooting a blue vehicle, not in all states, that's not against the law, but I know for fact Maryland is against the law. So that's on top. So what you mean you can't like that? That doesn't make no sense.
What's the state's attorney's name? Let's blast this.
Ivan Bates.
Ivan Bates.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the
He just came in turn.
He's the state's attorney for Baltimore City.
Yeah.
Do we have a phone number? We can get a phone number for him, I'm
I
sure.
just on my page. Let me see.
We need a phone number for him because
Yeah, Ivan Bates need to get some phone calls, family. He need to get some phone calls. He need for us to like blast his phone, send him emails to let him know he needs to investigate this thing. Here we go. Thanks, Mel.
yeah, thanks, man.
Oh, I was going on my page so I can give it to you.
Yeah, we got it right here. 410-814-4600. We need to call. We need to make that a priority. And we could probably find his email.
No. That number is because he used to be a lawyer. That's his
okay.
lawyer number. Hold on.
What's his phone number then?
I'm about to look.
Okay. Let us
If you guys too, like y'all, this is not it's about Darnell, but it's also about systemic issues and how they, you know what I'm saying? Like if y'all just listen to what she just said, her son got killed in the car. They let him die on the sidewalk without calling for medical aid. The officer shot into a vehicle. The state attorney told him that they could not prosecute the officer. I'm sorry, that he could not undo what the prior person did, but the next day let a murderer out. Like, come on, y'all, that doesn't make any sense. So again, we have to get more on fire about like what the system is doing. That's what we're allowing them to do. You know, we should all be upset about these things.
Absolutely.
Yes, I agree.
Does that number look right, Danielle?
I was still strolling my page. Let me see.
443-984-6000.
Where you see that
at? We have it. I don't know if you can see the page that we
have.
have.
Yeah, that's the number.
Okay, great. And then the email is mail@stateattorney.org. So you can call him 443-984-6000. Ivan, call Ivan. Call Attorney Ivan.
Ivan has the power at B, you guys. Does he have the power at B to open the case back up or to prosecute the officers?
Oh, Ivan Bates, yeah, he had the power to do so.
Yeah,
he can if he choose to.
If he choose to, okay. But he could have told you that he could not, and then the very next day did it with somebody else.
Exactly. That's where the part is messed up at. Like you literally lied in my face.
No, that's a problem.
Politicians. That's what these politicians do when we don't. When they don't think there's nobody going to hold them accountable. And that's another reason, like LaToya is saying, we need to show up for one, whether it's your son or my son or somebody's son that we have never even met, or somebody's daughter that we have never even met. It doesn't matter. It matters that it's happening in our community over and over and over again without any accountability. That's what matters.
I made a post the other day that said, it doesn't cost to give a damn, but giving a damn goes a long way.
It does.
And, you know what I'm saying? It don't cost y'all to give a damn, yo, but you gotta at least be worried about what's going on. This kid was a kid. How old was I now? 18?
Yep, 18. Be 21 this year.
He was a child. So again, as in the same way we gotta take care of all the kids, you guys, the whole entire community and whatnot. So I don't care if you didn't know Darnell or not. We're gonna post a number up on like after the impacts page to call. Give Ivan a call tomorrow.
Yes.
Give Ivan a call. You ask Ivan what's going on with Darnell's case and why he lied to Darnell. They lied to Danielle.
Yeah. And you are in the office. You were elected to that office. You need to serve the people that elected you to do the job that they elected you to do. Period. And a blank. Point blank.
Yeah, but when he was running, you know, he was making them promises. Oh, I'm going to put my necks on these police brutality cases. I mean, you know, he was saying everything to get people votes. You get them people votes, and you let them down because you're not doing what you were supposed to do.
But this goes back to when the clips you played before we started the phone call. She said, "You're not speaking for us. Get your ass up out of there, Ivan. We coming for your ass. Period." And this is what it is, whatnot. You got these so-called elected officials who they get elected, and they make all these promises prior to getting elected, and they come to grieving mothers like yourself with a letdown. And we're not gonna, we can't allow it anymore to say he's gonna tell us no. You're not allowed to tell us no. That's the thing. We gotta stop taking the no as an answer, right? We can't tell no more. We ain't going for that shit, period. We come for everything you promised us, period. Everything.
That's true.
So you gonna hear from us tomorrow. We'll make sure he gets a call tomorrow. And any other thing we can do as far as your case is concerned to help you guys move forward?
I mean, the next time when we go to the Attorney General office, I would like to community support. Because that's the one that holds the power.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So what you guys will do is this. I'll be in contact with Danielle. I always talk to her anyway. Now, but I'll be in contact with her as well as far as when she does want support, as far as community support is concerned. Oftentimes, y'all might hear about the bigger stories or whatever, but we have to love upon everybody in all these cases. It's not this is a community thing. We're building a community foundation in order to fight this system. And it begins within our own community as far as putting the power back into our community. So I ask y'all again, please, it does not cost a damn to give a damn. A lot of y'all, we grew up on having free minutes, right? I'm sorry, having daytime minutes. Y'all know what that was back in the day, daytime minutes and nighttime minutes, right? Most of us got unlimited phone calls. Tomorrow, I need everyone to make a phone call to Ivan. Call Ivan, y'all. Like we put up here all the time. The podcast is not just about we're not just here to tell these stories, right? We want to actually do a call to action to put the work in. These elected officials, we say all the time, well, we don't know what's going on. We're telling you what's going on. We're telling you. We're asking for help. So this mom's asking for help. As a community, we're asking for help. We have to get into the again, as we say, we're culturally conditioned to accept those answers. We have to get into the culture of not accepting those answers, being consistent and following up on getting the answers that we're asking for. So we'll put the numbers up there tomorrow as well, so you guys can give Ivan a call tomorrow and ask what's going on with Donnell's case.
And
wait a minute, can I share something too?
Sure.
Please.
And y'all chat, I'm gonna try, see if I can.
Now, you probably can't share it on the screen, Danielle. You're not the host. Are you trying to share a picture or something?
Yeah, I was sharing the numbers that I recalling.
Okay, so share it in the chat, and I can have her grab from the chat.
Okay, share it to you.
No, chat that we have on the
That's what I was saying. Okay.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, do it like that. Yeah.
And I did share the Office of the State Attorney's, like Ivan's information on the Facebook page already as well.
Perfect.
Great. Can I mention one other thing that's happening in Baltimore tomorrow while we're waiting for that to come up? We're West Wednesdays. See, it's not just about us and it's a we thing. West Wednesday is having a protest at City Hall tomorrow at 6 p.m. People who live in Baltimore City, show up. People who live in Maryland who can get there tomorrow, show up. Even if you live in Delaware, you want to come down to the city, show up, because that's what they understand is numbers. That's the people who are, the ones who don't want to do their job. When they see us in numbers, that's when they will at least listen. I'm not saying that's the only thing that we do. It's just one of the things we do. So 6 o'clock tomorrow, 6 p.m., City Hall, Baltimore City Hall. Come on down. We're going to be out in them streets tomorrow.
Now, if you want to, you can grab the flyer off my, I think I'll put it on our page for West Wednesdays. You can show that real fast too. And there's also one on there for Jabril Robinson. I think that's down in Atlanta, Georgia tomorrow for court support. If you want to grab that flyer there too. We want to run the flyers too as far as community support is concerned. Because again, like Roxanne said, y'all, we have to, they already expect for us to come out. I talked to mom the other day and she said, that somebody told her, oh girl, by now you're supposed to have protests and went home. You know, because they expect that. They expect for us to come out and just do protests, whatnot, and then just go back home. Again, we gotta like, you know, that's been the culture, right? The culture has been come out here with our signs, and that's fine. It's a way, it's an avenue of bringing awareness. But again, like I just said, if Danielle is telling y'all what happened with Donnell's case, we're providing you with the phone number. It takes about 2 minutes to call and ask what's going on. She, you know, send those calls back to Danielle. She can take care of that. But as far as the community uplifting this family and uplifting just the community, period, we have to get a better hold of that and put in power back into our community.
That's right. That's right. So we have the DA's number. We also have the mayor, Mayor Brandon Scott. Yes. Thank you, Mel. And his 410-396-3100. Call him too. He got elected. He's an elected official.
He new. Ain't he a new dude?
Yeah, he's a new.
No, he was a councilman before he became mayor, but he don't do nothing for Baltimore City.
Well, if he gonna do something, or we gonna make him. We gonna demand that he do something. How about that?
Yeah, I think a lot of times too. You know, I often wonder too. You know, how many people in Baltimore City also are registered to vote to make sure that the people like that, those guys right there, are not just always with the whole because you're a black man. We don't give a damn about that.
Right.
For us, get your ass up out of there, right? But we gotta have the right kind of people. You know, we do got to register to vote though in order to get his ass up out of office. That's what the problem is. We do a lot of complaining on the ground, but we don't have like paper not to gonna move forward. So that becomes education, right, with our people. So we can complain, but if we ain't shifting them numbers real or not, we ain't talking, right?
Right.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So there's some things that we can do. We don't have to sit with twiddling our thumbs or being, you know, what we gonna do. No, what we can do is make our voices heard, register and vote, but then show up to support one another, support the whole community, the entire.
Right.
That's Jamarion down in Georgia. What else we got, Mel?
Jabril Robinson. Georgia. That's for tomorrow. Pack the courthouse too as well. So so guys, that's also on Life After Impact page as well too. So we got 2 events tomorrow. One's gonna be enjoyed. Well, this is, you know, again about community support. So, and I want to just reiterate again. I know I probably just said this. I'm gonna say it again. We often talk about, you know, I'll say all the time. I wasn't registered to vote for a very long time. I'm registered to vote now, right? But it's because of what Danielle was talking about just right now, how she just keeps reiterating how this guy Brandon ain't doing nothing for Baltimore City, right? But again, we know these things are not. People like this cannot be in the office. Like, and I don't care just because they black or whatever, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if you ain't doing it for us, so get your ass out of there, period. But again, that comes from us taking that power back as a people. So we have to, like I said, you know, we can't let this stuff happen, y'all. Like for real, like at some point in time, we have to get the power back and say, okay, hey, enough is enough. And we all can do something for change.
That's right. That's right.
Stop believing what these politicians be saying.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Especially like you said, when you know they're not doing the right thing or not, like, man, get your ass out of office, man.
Yes.
That part.
Keep saying that, right, yo? So, all right. Anything else for tonight with us, y'all, as far as Donnell's case is concerned?
No. I'm trying to file the lawsuit as well.
Yeah, you still have time. So Baltimore, you guys talk about statute of limitations all the time. In Baltimore, you have 3 years as far as the statute of limitations is concerned, and y'all is aware of that. So she's on that. Just please check our page out as far as updates on her case. Danielle has Justice for Donnell Rochester on Facebook, on Instagram. Are you on TikTok?
No.
Not on TikTok, but be sure you guys follow the case updates on Facebook as well as on Instagram. But the most important thing is call Ivan. That's what we need. Call Ivan tomorrow. You know, it does her no good if you go on her page, look at Donnell, look at the clothes he got on. We don't care about that. The people who want on the page for his clothes, call Ivan tomorrow. Everyone said they love Donnell. Call Ivan. Keep calling Ivan.
Right.
And even if you know, so what? Call again.
Right. Don't just be hit like button.
Right.
Pick up the
Like,
phone, pick up your cell phone and dial them digits.
yeah, that's what
Right.
we need.
That's what we need because the power belongs to us. We gotta,
Yes.
we can't just sit idly by and expect things to happen. Nope. Nope, that's not how it works. And power can seize nothing without what? Struggle. So what we're talking about is the struggle part of the power, getting our power back, as a community and saying, we're not taking this anymore. We're not falling for this. We're not listening to you tell us no. We want to hear yes. And we want you to get rid of these people, these police officers who are violent against mostly us. Mostly us. Yeah.
Mostly us.
Let that marinate for a minute.
Exactly. All right, Danielle, like I said, we'll put on our page as well as far as and we can do as far as Darnell's case is concerned. Tomorrow I will be calling myself. And you know, y'all know too, we're all tech savvy, so you can schedule the email out this morning, tonight for tomorrow morning. And that way, you know, you ain't gotta quit going to work. We gotta be, you know, get into the mindset again, get into the culture of doing things. You know, the same way you got those little raggedy ass men in your inbox saying, "Hey, beautiful." Make tomorrow morning you talking about Ivan saying, "What's up with his case tomorrow?" Same exact to the culture and whatnot, right? We got to shift this. So we have to get the culture of things of doing things better.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I agree.
All right. Well, we have talked about your son. We, you know, our hearts are because we know firsthand what it means to lose a loved one to police violence. So our hearts are with you, but we're going to put not just our hearts, we're going to put our minds and put our boots on the ground to help out in this situation. And I just employ everyone who is listening to us tonight. Maybe you're listening on a recording. Get involved. That's the only way this changes, y'all. When we get involved. All right. This has been Life After the Impact. Find out how you can get involved. Have a good evening. Peace.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome.
How long was that DA? How long was he in office when this happened to Ruben?
This was 52 years.
52 years. 52 years.
You know, he was connected in the way that he had power for so long. 52, you know, and power can corrupt people, and absolute power can absolutely corrupt you, right?
Yes.
You have unfettered power for a long period of time. You just don't feel like you got to do nothing but sit up and just be powerful, right? But the thing which really strikes me about your story is that when the DA changed, right, we had to use all the tools in the tool. Straight up. We can vote in people who see our way. We got to hold people accountable. When we can't hold them accountable, we vote. If they don't want to be accountable, vote their asses out and vote somebody in who will do what we want them to do. We have that power, y'all. And what we're hearing from this evening is Oscar. Mr. Oscar is using his power for his family and to get justice for his son. Everybody can do something that you don't have to sit home and feel helpless and hopeless.
We gotta stop allowing people to talk us out of our power. That's the main thing.
Can't change overnight, but we gotta start somewhere. Might as well go ahead, start here. We didn't have